Aisha Malik hesitated at the wooden door of Steel Fist Dojo, her fingers trembling slightly as she pushed it open, stepping into a world she knew would challenge her more than any battlefield she had ever walked onto. She was new in town, a transfer student who kept her hair tied in a simple low ponytail, her gray hoodie clean but worn, her eyes quiet, distant, unreadable. No one here knew that she had spent years in underground martial academies across 3 countries. No one knew she had earned black belts she never bothered to show. No one knew she had promised her late mother never to use her true power unless she had no other choice. And most importantly, no one knew she could break bones before anyone even blinked. The dojo smelled of sweat, wood, and ambition. Students practiced punches and kicks in a rhythm that filled the room. But the moment Aisha walked in, whispers darted across the mats like knives slicing through the air. "Ye gone, eh?" "She looks weak. Probably here to try and fit in." And then came Bianca, tall, muscular, the unofficial queen bully of the dojo. Her 2 shadows, Zara and Mehek, followed close behind. Bianca smirked when she saw Aisha. "Oh, look," she said loudly, pointing a finger at the new girl. The stray kitten wandered in. A few students chuckled. Aisha said nothing. She simply bowed toward the instructor's table, but the head coach wasn't there yet. Bianca stepped in front of her, blocking her path. "Rules here are simple," Bianca said, circling Aisha like a predator scanning prey. "You respect to us seniors. You speak only when allowed, and you don't dare step on the mat without permission." Aisha kept her eyes soft, calm. "I'm only here to train." Bianca raised an eyebrow. "Train?" She scoffed. "Sweetheart, you look like a broomstick in a hoodie. What are you going to train? Breathing?" Some students laughed again. Aisha still didn't respond. Silence, her silence was insulting them without her even trying. And bullies hate silence more than punches. Bianca clicked her tongue. "Let's test her," she announced, stepping onto the central mat. "New girl, get here. Now." Aisha didn't move. "I said," Bianca growled. "Get on the mat." Aisha's calm voice finally came. "Dojo rules say sparring only begins when the sensei arrives." The room froze. Bianca's glare sharpened. "So you know rules?" "I know all kinds of rules," Aisha replied quietly, her tone steady. That answer ignited Bianca's anger. She rushed forward, grabbed Aisha's hoodie, and yanked her onto the mat. "Now you'll follow my rules." The entire room circled around them, hungry for drama, unaware they were about to witness something they would never forget. "Ladies," Bianca said with a mocking bow, "let's welcome our new toy." Aisha inhaled once deep, stable, grounded. She didn't want to hurt anyone. She didn't want to break the promise she made to her mother. But then Bianca struck a sudden, vicious knee to Aisha's stomach. Full-force blow meant to make her collapse like a folded paper doll. The dojo gasped. The sound echoed sharp, violent, humiliating. Aisha's hoodie lifted slightly from the impact. She staggered half a step back. Zara whistled. Mehek smirked. That must have hurt. But Aisha didn't fall. She didn't even bend. She slowly raised her face, her expression unchanged. Not pain, not anger. Just a silent warning none of them understood yet. Bianca stepped back, confused. How are you still standing?" Aisha exhaled softly, and then something ancient awakened behind her eyes. Her mother's voice, faint but clear, whispered inside her mind, "Some lessons must be taught, my daughter, even if gently." Aisha looked at Bianca. "Your knee strike was weak," she said calmly. The dojo erupted in shock. "Excuse me?" Bianca roared. Aisha moved for the first time, not fast, not aggressive, but with precise footwork that even the most advanced students noticed. She raised her hand, touched the exact spot where Bianca had hit her, and said, "If you're going to attack someone, do it with full commitment." That insult shattered Bianca's ego. She screamed and charged again, this time swinging a fist aimed at Aisha's jaw. But before anyone could blink, Aisha vanished. Or at least, that's what it looked like. In reality, she had pivoted, lowered her center, and slipped past the punch, with a fluid motion so clean it looked supernatural. Bianca stumbled forward. Aisha tapped her shoulder. "Behind you." Bianca whirled around only for Aisha's hand to grip her wrist lightly. Too lightly, until Aisha twisted just enough pressure to make Bianca gasp, then released before injury. "What was that?" Zara shouted. She moved like smoke. Bianca regained her stance and signaled her 2 minions. "Both of you now." Zara lunged first with a sloppy front kick. Aisha stepped aside. Mehek swung a punch. Aisha bent backward. 3 attackers, 3 angles, 3 egos, but Aisha danced through them like a breeze slipping through door cracks. Gasps filled the dojo. She's not normal, is she trained? I didn't even see her feet move. But bullies do not back down. They only attack harder when embarrassed. Bianca snarled, "Hold her arms." Zara grabbed Aisha's right wrist. Mehek seized the left. Bianca approached with a cruel grin and whispered, "Now you can't run." Aisha closed her eyes for a moment. She wanted to avoid harming them. But being held was a violation not of rules but of dignity. She remembered her mother again. If they force your hand, make sure the world remembers the lesson. Aisha opened her eyes and the temperature in the room seemed to drop. In one lightning motion, she pulled Zara's arm downward while twisting her own wrist, slipping free like silk. She spun, using Zara's trapped momentum to flip her over with a perfect shoulder throw. Zara slammed onto the mat with a gasp. Before Mehek could react, Aisha swept her leg, cutting Mehek's balance from under her and sending her crashing beside Zara. The crowd stepped back. "Oh, what did she just do?" She flipped them like they were nothing. Bianca panicked for the first time. She charged again, this time with a wild scream. No technique, only rage. Aisha stepped in. Just one step. But it was enough. She raised her knee slightly, not even striking, just blocking Bianca's rush. Bianca crashed against Aisha's knee with the same force she intended to use against her.